A very good evening and welcome to State of Business, our television's primetime business news bulletin. I'm Madhusha Palakumar. Let's take a look at the headlines first. South Asian legal systems must modernize to keep pace with the region's development, says PM. And Qatar-Sri Lanka trade talks open in Colombo today. Now the stories in detail. The 14th South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation in Law Conference was held in Colombo from 27th to 29th October along with the 11th SAARC Chief Justices Conference. The conference was inaugurated by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Delivering the keynote address at the conference, Prime Minister Wickremesinghe emphasized that legal systems in the South Asian region must be modernized to keep pace with development. The Premier also pointed out that the delays in resolving commercial cases is one of the main reasons driving away investors from South Asia, despite SAARC countries being in a region identified as the next region of growth. This three-day event held under the theme Emerging Legal Trends in SAARC countries focused on current issues in a number of areas. South Asia's top judges, legal practitioners, academics including SAARC Law President Mahmood Y. Manviwala, SAARC Secretary General Amjad Hussain Sial and Vice President of SAARC Law India, Hemant Bhadra were also present at the conference. The conference coincided with the 25th anniversary of SAARC Law, which was established in Sri Lanka in 1991. Spanning over 25 years, the conference provided a platform for legal professionals from the South Asian region to meet and discuss issues of mutual interests pertaining to justice, legal reforms, good governance and enforcement.
How do we modernize and update our legal system to ensure it's both independent and efficient? Now, these are the challenges that are before you. Look at the legal system from the point of view of the citizen. We expect people to resort to law to resolve their disputes. And more are doing so in our part of the world. So in my view, one of the fundamental issues that we in this region has to resolve. It's not merely disputes between individuals, disputes between the state and individuals, but we are also in the region which is now being identified as the next region of growth, of economic development. We can all talk of economic liberalization, of opening up the economies, but there is again one fundamental issue that we have to face. Dispute resolution in any commercial case takes too long, and is one of the reasons which keeps back people from investing in South Asia, whether it be Nepal or Pakistan or Bangladesh or India or Sri Lanka, Maldives. If you ask them one issue that holds them back, and that is common, it will be dispute resolution. So these are the fundamental issues that we have to grapple with. So if we do not resolve the issues, firstly, you find people losing faith in the judicial system.
Addressing the media at the 14th SAARC Law Conference, General Secretary of SAARC Amjad Hussain Sial pointed out the progress of SAARC Law in dealing with the regional issues over past years.
As an important entity and has played laudable role, the positive contribution of SAARC Law had been recognized by the leaders of SAARC at 9th and 11th summits. Honorable Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, it is well known that law and order contributes to peace, security, welfare of the peoples, and happiness in our societies. Law and order is equally important for the dispensation of justice to protect people's rights, liberties, and freedoms. The legal community has the cardinal role to play in promoting law and order and to address the challenges in this regard.
Within 4 days of a presidential-level delegation from Sri Lanka wrapping up bilateral talks in Doha, Qatari Minister of Economy and Commerce Sheikh Ahmed bin Jassim bin Mohammed Al Thani has led a 20-man delegation to Colombo for the second joint committee meeting between the two countries that commenced in Colombo today. Both sides discussed bilateral cooperation in trade, investment, tourism and economic development in depth sessions. This is one of the largest Qatari delegations to arrive in Sri Lanka for bilateral trade talks. The visiting Qatari members are from various Qatari state agencies, chambers and Doha corporates from the power, food and banking sectors. A one-to-one meeting between the visiting Qatari Minister Al Thani and Sri Lankan Minister Badiuddin is also scheduled at the end of the two-day sessions. Meanwhile, according to the Department of Commerce, Qatar is also an important employment market where a large number of Sri Lankans are employed in various job categories. Let's take a look at more news after this break. Welcome back. The humanitarian and relief agency World Vision Lanka launched a campaign in commemoration of its 40th anniversary under the theme "It Takes a Nation to End Physical and Sexual Violence Against Children." Minister of Women and Child Affairs Chandrani Bandara and State Minister of Finance Eran Vikramaratne were present at the occasion. The organization's focus to join the global campaign to end violence against the children comes at a time where there is a rise in reported cases of child abuse in the country. The campaign has a special focus on ending sexual abuse of children and combating severe and humiliating punishment of children. The aim of this campaign is to raise awareness on the subject and drawing attention to community vigilance and responsibility, as on most occasions child abuse is perpetrated by individuals known to the child. The organization works in over 30 locations in Sri Lanka and has access to nearly 2,000 communities and more than 500 children's societies. World Vision Lanka will also continue to be a strategic partner in the national partnership to end violence against children.
But just as a country needs its executive, its legislature, and its judiciary to be in equilibrium, so does a society need civil society organizations and NGOs to serve its communities. World Vision Sri Lanka, 40 years on, hundreds of villages, thousands of communities. The parameters of success are not return on investment, return on equity, and shareholder value. They are more complex, more difficult to define, and often impossible to measure.
Let's take a look at stocks after this break. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a mixed note today. The all-share price index dropped 5.77 points to close at 6,607.14, and the S&P SL 20 gained by 6.62 points to close at 3,879.12. The turnover was 2.5 billion rupees and 35.2 million shares were traded. Up next is Forex rates. With that, we wrap up State of Business for the day. We'll meet you tomorrow at the same time with more latest news. Until then, take care. Good night.